Creativity and innovation have been identified as enablers and drivers for economies by various governments. In Kenya, culture is recognized as the foundation of the Kenyan nation, and artistic expression is constitutionally protected. Culture and creativity are viewed as engines of inclusive development. On the 2nd and 3rd of December 2016, the Creative Economy Working Group brought together practitioners in the creative sector, public offices, and academia to learn and share knowledge.
We see the creative sector not just as relevant for ourselves generally, but actually as drivers and enablers of development. So that we are not just entertainers in the sense of making people happy and so on and so on. We are actually also enabling economic and social development.
To advance the sector, the Creative Economy Working Group has been organizing a number of peer-to-peer learning events. Through targeted civic engagement, they are also building the basis for a conducive policy and legislative framework for a vibrant creative industry.
We decided to create a networking between us. There's a lot we can learn from them, and there's also a lot they can learn from us. Artists from 2 different parts of the country sharing one common goal, the Creative Working Group.
I've just picked out a few things that these guys have said there. You said people just find you on the internet. People don't just find you. It's very calculated. There's a science. If you put up a video and you call the video Cows in England, people who go onto YouTube and write Cows England, that video will find you. You understand? There's nothing like just. There's nothing like people just find you. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes we're not calculated in thinking of how we do it. Second thing, the biggest hindrance with creatives is perfection. Perfection stops creatives from putting their work out there. The moment you stop putting your work out there, you put barriers in people being able to access and find you.
Content regulation and the Constitution.
You and me agree that most of our local TV stations air a lot of foreign content, mostly West African content. Does it really promote us as artists? What we're trying to do is that we've come up with a threshold. We are requiring broadcasters to have a 40% content. We want them to, whatever they're airing on TV, should reach this threshold of 40% by actually end of 2017. And towards by 2019 or 2020, we will expect these broadcasters to reach the 60% threshold.
In Article 11, there are obligations of the state. These are the obligations of the state to promote all forms of national and cultural expression through literature, the arts, traditional celebration, science, communication, information, mass media, publications, libraries, and other cultural heritage. And more importantly, to promote intellectual property rights of the people of Kenya. Now, these are obligations of the state, such that when you meet with a state agency, the first question you ask them, what are you doing to promote it? Not what are you doing to regulate it, to inhibit it, to limit it. Because the obligation in the Constitution is a positive obligation. It requires you to do X for us. So tell us what you've done before you start telling us what you will limit or how you will limit the enjoyment of this particular rights.
If you look at best practices around the world, and especially a lot of first world countries, broadcasters have a license for broadcasting. They are not by law allowed to have productions which are outside the studios. They can have talk shows which they can produce in-house and certain news programs. Everything else has to be self-contracted. This has proven to be the thing that works. Now, one of the reasons why we had a big issue with the communication authority before was that we understand that we are asking for more content, and the broadcasters are saying that they do not want, they cannot produce that content or they cannot acquire it. But this conversation is taking place in our absence. The Communication Authority and the broadcasters have worked together and decided on the way forward, while totally disregarding the production community.
The size of the creative economy globally is bigger than the size of the economy of Russia, the economy of Canada, and even the economy of India as an industry, and is larger than the global telecom industry. So I think we need to really recognize the power and the might of creative industries and its potential globally, and also potential for Kenya to become a major player in that industry.
Meaning and practice of copyright-based industries.
A practical way of dealing with this is to look at other sectors that have managed to get government to take them a lot more seriously. So if you look at the kind of lobbying that was done by the cultural sector, for example, in getting recognition for what they actually contribute to the GDP, but the economy in general. And I think one of the ways, at least the Creative Economy Working Group is thinking about doing this, is the participation of entities like the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics who are in the room. And I think it would be very empowering to end up in a place where you actually have data to show what your sector is doing in very tangible ways. So I see that as a kind of quick, practical solution.
Classification of the cultural and creative industries.
For us to understand or to be able to know what is happening in the creative economy, we need to measure it properly. And that's where, as a bureau, we come in, as people are given the mandate to, to generate or produce this kind of statistics. We come in. So we need to measure the industry so that we understand how big is it, how small is it. Right now we have so many numbers out there. But can we engage and measure it properly and have the numbers that we can all work with?
The 2009 UNESCO Framework for Cultural Statistics.
Being a member state party, Kenya is required to have a national organization that promotes the mission of UNESCO. And that national body that promotes the mission of UNESCO in Kenya, funded by Kenya government, is the Kenya National Commission for UNESCO. That is where I am. And the main mandate of UNESCO, the main body, which is an intellectual wing of the UN, is to promote peace and sustainable development. Because without peace, there's no sustainability. So it actually advocates for sustainable development in the areas of education, culture, science, technology, and socio-human sciences.
One of the beneficiaries of the peer-to-peer convening was musician Elizabeth Nana, who after performing her song during the convening was spotted by Permanent Presidential Music Commission Director Dr. Donald Otoyo and was invited to perform for the President during the Jamhuri Day celebrations.
My interaction with the Creative Economy Working Group started early last year when the team visited Kisumu, and I was among those artists who participated in the forum. The first opportunity I got from the Creative Economy Working Group was performing at the State House for the President, which was one of my biggest and one of my dream come true as an artist that I've always wanted. The song I performed for the President, it was called Paro. Paro means remember. It's a love song talking about our olden days, like we're married and now we're remembering how we grew up, how our love was. So it was a nice experience, and actually he enjoyed it. It was fun. I would like to thank Daniel Otoyo from PPMC, also Joe Kudo from the Ministry of Culture and Sports, and also the Creative Economy Working Group. It's through them that I got these opportunities and more opportunities to come. So I'm really thankful and grateful to them.
So what we did from the beginning of June was to look at the music policy and highlight issues that could only be achieved through legislation. And those issues were lifted out of the bill, and that's exactly what we have as a draft music bill, which proposes to establish a music council in brief, And under the Music Council, we shall have, it also proposes to have a music fund run by the Music Council, proposes to have a talent development program run by the council, proposes to have a tribunal still under the framework of the council.
There are two mental shifts that we need to make. One is the mental shift around the new digital age that we're in, and the second is the constitutional shift. That we really need to understand and embrace that constitution and see how we work it to our advantage. And the county, as Willis told us, is really the operating space for all of these things that we're trying to have actualized. And I think you've given us three very good options there, James. One is beginning to look at the question of monies that are owed us that are supposedly sent through the counties that we need to follow up. So the question is, are we sitting in those finance bill meetings? Are we sitting in those county budget meetings as creatives? And I think you said that we need to be present in that space. I think the thing you've other said, the other thing you've said is really the devolution of certain services as well, and particularly the IC centers. How are those rolling out? Are we following up that rollout? And when they've been rolled out, as in Nakuru, what is the management structure around that? And what questions are we asking in order to make sure that these things work for us? And then I think the other thing you said is to continue the kind of collaborations at county level. That some of these conversations we're not just doing as one county, but as a group of counties. So you've talked about the regional sort of strategy of creatives coming together across several counties.
The overall goal of the Creative Economy Working Group is to contribute to the development of a vibrant society free to imagine, innovate, and create, supported and developed consistently and strategically by all stakeholders.